Okay. It seems to be coming together. Let me adjust things here just a little bit. All right. It's time for Strat-O-Matic baseball. That's right, Steve Aquilong here. We got a ball game here, Kansas City at Minnesota. That's the Kansas City Athletics, before they became the Oakland A's. I already covered some of that stuff earlier in this series. This is the final game of a 3-game series between these two clubs. Today, we're going to have Fred Talbot, a right-hander, on the mound for Kansas City. And yes, it says New York AL on his card, one of many Royals who would be traded during the course of this season. Sorry, Athletics. I keep calling them the Royals. It's a hard habit to break. Anyway, Talbot, pretty much the definition of a journeyman starter. Pitched 8 seasons, but really 6. Though it was bookended by a couple seasons where he pitched like 2 innings or 1 inning. He had a 4.36 earned run average that year, which is in line with, I would say, his career numbers. Let's take a look at that, just for the hell of it. 4.12 career earned run average, and he'll be opposed by Jim Cott, the lefty for Minnesota. Cott won 25 games in 1966, 25-13 with a 2.75, 41 starts, an incredible 305 innings pitched. So I'm not really familiar with Talbot. I had to look him up. I'm assuming pretty much we all know who Jim Cott is, if not from his pitching days, from his many years as a color man on television. Well, hello, Coast Kid, and welcome. 1958, I assume that's your birth year, which would make you about 2 years younger than me. Just an old man having fun here. You know, I'm glad. I really appreciate you guys dropping in. And I try to throw in some tidbits of information that hopefully will make it a little more interesting. So as Cott takes his warm-ups, let's go over the Kansas City lineup for today. That's going to be Jose Tartabull in center field, batting leadoff. Mike Hirschberger will play right field and hit second. Ken Hawk Harrelson will hit third today and play first base. Dick Green elevated to the cleanup spot, of course, the second baseman. Ed Charles will play third base and bat fifth. Ossie Chavaria will be in left, batting sixth. Wayne Cossey at short, bats seventh. Ken Suarez will do the catching today. He'll hit eighth, and Talbot will bat ninth. Welcome, Sports Time Machine. Thanks for dropping in. I hope your guys' day is going well. A little earlier start for me as I try to sneak one in before the MLB playoff games start. And Tony's here. Hi, Tony. TGIF, huh, Tony? I can dig it. I don't do that much anymore, but I can still relate. Okay, we're set to go here. Cott's completed his warm-ups. Jose Tartabull steps in from the left side. He gets the sign from Earl Batty. Here's the windup and the first pitch of the game. 5-4 to the lefty. Fly to right, playable. Oliva's there. And puts it away, one down. And that'll bring up Mike Hirschberger, right-handed batter, right fielder with a cannon for an arm. Caught the windup now, and here's the pitch. That's a 4-6 to the right-hander. Swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Hirschberger. So 2 away quickly here in the first. And here's Hawk Harrelson. These new cards do have a tendency to stick together. Yes, I purchased this, what you'd call the remastered version. I call it the remastered version of the 66 cards. Okay, here's Harrelson now, caught into the windup. And here's the pitch. That's a 6-6 to the right-hander. That's going to be a double to 5, and that's going to find the gap in left center. Harrelson rounding second, and he's in there with a 2-out double. Harrelson, a 1-13 runner. And here's Dick Green. Kind of odd to see Dick Green in the cleanup spot. He had a pretty good offensive year, though. 250, 9 home runs. Still not what you'd think it was a cleanup hitter. I always thought of Dick Green as primarily a defensive first, second baseman, and he was an excellent fielder. Caught, ready to go now from the stretch. Runner on second, 2 down, and here's the pitch to Green. That's a 1-5 against the lefty. Struck him out. So 2 Ks for Cott, sandwiching a double. So for the Athletics, no runs a hit, they leave a man. At the end of half an inning, Athletics nothing, Twins coming to bat. I'm playing the advanced game, Sports Time Machine, with the supplementary stealing system. Trying to keep it as simple as possible. I have played the super advanced, and I was actually afraid if I got into all of that, these streams would drag on forever. Okay, as Talbot begins his warm-ups, I'll give you the Twins lineup here. Zoilo Versailles at short hits leadoff. Sandy Valdespino, the left fielder, bats second. The same top of the order. Actually, it's the same lineup as the first 3 games. Tony Oliva, of course, hits third and plays right field. Harmon Killebrew, the cleanup hitter, plays third base. Don Mincher at first base will bat fifth. Jimmy Hall in center field hits sixth. Earl Batty will do the catching and bat seventh. Bernie Allen's at second base batting eighth, and Cott bats ninth. You know, looking at this lineup over the last couple games, it got me to wondering, and it's silly, I guess, but how many times in history has a team ever had the top 2 hitters in the order with the last name beginning with the letter V? I don't know why that just struck me the other day when I was making out the lineup, I guess. But they've been hitting 1-2 for this entire series. Talbot's ready to go now. Big cheer for Versailles as he steps in. And here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 4-9 to the righty. Grounder down to short. That's going to be Kazi. He's there. Throws across in time, and there's 1 down. And here's Sandy Valdespino, left-handed batter. Talbot into the windup. Here's the pitch to Valdespino. It's a 3-11 to the left-hander, right-hander. Grounder to second. That's going to be Green. He's there. Flips to Harrelson and quickly 2 down. And here comes Tony Oliva. Oliva, fantastic ball player. Talbot ready to go now with 2 down. Gets the sign from Suarez, and here's the pitch to Oliva. That's a 1-4 against the right-hander. That's a deep blast to left field. Back, Chavarria, gone. Home run, Tony Oliva. So Tony Oliva with a monster shot. That puts the Twins on the board. A 2-out home run, and it's 1-0 Minnesota. And that'll bring up Harmon Killebrew. Killebrew, the huge right-handed batter, standing in now. Talbot gets the sign. Here's the delivery. 5-7 to the righty. It's going to be a double to 12, but Killebrew will settle for a long single. So a 2-out base hit for Killebrew. No threat to run, of course. And here's Don Mincher. Mincher, left-handed hitter. 1-0 Twins, just getting underway here in the bottom of the first. Talbot from the stretch now. Here's the pitch to Mincher. That's a 4-6. He struck him out. So first strikeout for Talbot. The Twins score a run on 2 hits and leave a man. And at the end of 1, it's 1-0 Minnesota. Let's see, we have a... Oh, yes, no, Sports Time Machine. I am using the exact lineups from Baseball Reference. I try to use some of the subs, too, but there we're into a little bit more of a gray area. And if you asked how gray, I would answer charcoal. And here come the Athletics in the top of the second. They're going to have Charles, Chavaria, and Kazi due up. Cott's ready to work now. The left-hander gets the sign from Batty. The wind-up and the pitch. It's a 1-10 against the lefty. A tapper down to second base. That's Allen. He's got it. Flips over to Mincher, and that'll be 1 away. And here's Ossie Chavaria. Chavaria played briefly in the 65 and 66 seasons for the Athletics. He was basically a lifetime minor leaguer for the Kansas City organization and wound up in his early to mid-30s in the Mexican League, where he became quite a sensation down there for a couple of years. Ossie, a right-handed batter. Caught from the windup, and here's the pitch. That's going to be a 5-11 to the righty. It's a fly ball to right field, X. That's Oliva. He's a 1-E10, and here's the roll. A 2 on a 1. That gets in for a single. Oliva can't get there. Oh, my. Well, that's kind of a surprise. We'll mark that as a single 9X. Chavaria, an asterisk 15. He'll have to be held on. Caught a -1, Batty a 0. So that's a 15, 14, 1 through 12 held on. He will not attempt the lead. Instead, Kasi will hit away. Kasi, a left-handed hitter. Lefty on lefty here. Caught, ready to go. And Kasi's going for the hit and run play. The runner held on. That's going to be a 2 on an A. That's going to be a run-scoring hit and run double. Excuse me. That'll score Chavaria, and this play makes Alvin Dark look like a genius. So an RBI hit and run double for Kazi. I'm going to make a note of that. And the Athletics have tied it up here in the top of the second. With a runner in scoring position and 1 out, Ken Suarez will be the catcher. Suarez catching today. Billy Bryan caught the first 2 games of the series. But Suarez starting today against the left-hander. Caught from the stretch, and here's the pitch. That's a 4-12. Ball 4, he loses him. So Caught in a bit of trouble here in the second. The Athletics have runners at first and second and 1 away. Twins will pull the infield in, anticipating the sacrifice. Talbot, an A bunter. He'll be trying to lay it down with the infield in. He's a B. So we have a 6 on the B. That works perfectly. The batter is thrown out. Runners advance. So Batty pounces on that. His only play is to first. Cossey to third, Suarez to second. Two away now. Runners at second and third, and here's Tartable. Tartable flew to right in the first inning, and here's the pitch from Cott. 1-7 against the lefty. Fly ball center field, medium deep. Hall's there, and puts it away to retire the side. But the Athletics tie it up, run on 2 hits, they leave a pair. And we're all knotted up 1-1 going to the bottom of the second. Talbot taking his warm-ups. While he does that, I'll take a little drink of coffee here. Okay, bottom of the second. Jimmy Hall to lead it off for Minnesota, left-handed hitter. Talbot set now. He's got the sign, and here's the windup and the pitch to Hall. That's a 1-4 against the right-hander. Grounder down to first base. Harrelson's there, flips to Talbot covering, and there's one down. That'll bring up Earl Batty, the right-handed hitting catcher. Batty, a fine defensive catcher in his time. Talbot ready now, and here's the pitch. 1-7 to the righty. Fly to center. That's playable. That's going to be Tartable. He puts it away. Right in the middle of Batty's danger column there. But there's 2 down. And here's Bernie Allen. Left-handed hitting second baseman. Also played third. Talbot ready to work now. Here's the windup and the pitch. 4-10 to the left-hander. Fly to right field, playable. Oliva's there. Sorry, Hirschberger's there. And that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Talbot. After 2 complete, 1-1 game here. Jim Cott getting ready to go in the third. He'll be facing Hirschberger, Harrelson, and Green. Excuse me. Okay, Mike Hirschberger stepping in now from the right side. Cott winds and deals, and here's the pitch. 5-8 to the righty. Grounder down to short. That's Versailles. Easy play for him. He throws him out. And there's one away. Ken Harrelson stepping in. Harrelson doubled in the first. Caught ready to work now, and here's the pitch to Harrelson. 4-7. It's a single on a 1, and oh my God, it is a 1. What do you know about that? A grounder just gets by first base for a single. Fortunately for Cott, Oliva was backing up on the play. And Harrelson will have to hold at first. Harrelson and asterisk 18 will have to be held on. So -1. That'll make him a 15 still. If he could get the lead, he's still a 1 through 15. He's going to try to establish a lead on a 4 or a 5. He's got the 4. 1 to 15, he's going. And he's gunned down by Batty. Oh my. So it caught stealing for Harrelson. Nice throw by Batty. And there's 2 away and nobody on. And then here's the next pitch to Green. 5-7, struck him out. So for Kansas City, no runs a hit, no one left. Erased on the caught stealing. And we go to the bottom of the third, still in a 1-1 deadlock. Jim Cott will lead it off for Minnesota in the bottom of the inning. Cott, a good hitting pitcher. He's got end power, left-handed batter. Here's the delivery from Talbot. That's a 2-7. Struck him out. So Cott goes down swinging. There's one away. And we'll flip back to the top of the lineup. Zoilo Versailles will be the hitter. Here's Talbot's pitch. That's a 4-5 to the right-handed batter. Fly to right field. That's Hirschberger. He's got it, and there's two down. And with two away, Sandy Valdespino will be coming to the plate. Talbot gets the sign from Suarez now. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 2-12 against the righty. Liner to first, speared by Harrelson. So that'll go as an L3, a 1-2-3 inning for Talbot. And after 3 complete, it's still tied 1-1. Jim Cott warming for his 4th inning of work. We move along to the top of the 4th here. Charles, Chavarria, and Kazi due up for Kansas City. Cott, the left-hander, gets his sign, winds and deals to Charles. That's a 3-6 against the lefty, a fly to center. That's Hall. He's there, and he's got it, and there's one away. Easy play for Hall. And here's Chavarria now. Chavarria singled in the second and came around to score on Kazi's hit-and-run double. Cott ready to work now, the windup and the pitch. That's a 2-6 against the lefty. Swung on and missed strike 3. Down goes Chavarria. Quickly 2 away in the 4th. And that'll bring up Kazi. Caught the windup and the pitch to Kazi. That's a 6-8 left-hander. Pop up to second. That'll be Allen. He's there. He puts it away in a quick 1-2-3 inning for Jim Cott. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still deadlocked at 1 apiece. As Talbot takes his warm-ups, I'll take another sip of coffee. Okay, Talbot ready to work now in the bottom of the 4th. He'll be facing the meat of the twin lineup, Oliva, Killebrew, and Mincher. Talbot gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Tony Oliva. That's a 2-8. Pop-up right side. Harrelson there. He's got it. Squeezes it in his glove, and there's one down. And here comes Harmon Killebrew. Killebrew singled in the 1st. Talbot ready to work now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Killebrew. It's a 6-12 to the right-hander. Grounder to first base X. That's going to be Harrelson. He's a 4-E-18. So here's the roll for the play. It's a 2 on a 4. That gets by Harrelson and down the line for a single. So Killebrew's got a 1-out base hit. Killebrew no threat to run. As Don Mincher steps in from the left side. Mincher struck out in the 1st. Talbot from the stretch. And here's the pitch to Mincher. It's going to be a 2-5. Grounds it down to first. Harrelson to Green. Back to first. Double play. How about that? The old 3-6-3. And that will retire the side. Let's look at that again. 2-5 righty. Ground ball to first base A. Yes, indeed. So for the Twins, no runs, a hit, none left. At the end of 4, still deadlocked at 1. All right, now, moving along to the top of the 5th. Jim Cott ready to work. He'll be seeing the bottom of the Kansas City batting order here. That's going to be Suarez, Talbot, and then the leadoff man, Tartable. Cott gets his sign from Batty. Here's the windup and the pitch to Suarez. So 1-9 against the lefty. Swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Suarez. And for Cott, that's his 4th strikeout of the game so far. And here's Talbot. Talbot, a right-handed batter. Caught ready to go, and here's the pitch to Talbot. 4-5 against the righty. Fly ball to right, medium deep. Oliva's there. And puts it away, and quickly there's 2 down in the 5th. And that'll bring up Jose Tartable. Lefty on lefty now. Cott's got his sign. And here's the pitch to Tartable. 6-9 to the left-hander. He struck him out. So another 1-2-3 inning for Cott, who's now retired 7 in a row. For Cott, that's his 5th strikeout of the game. Is that right? 6th. I stand corrected. 6 strikeouts for Cott through 5 innings. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 1. Talbot matching Cott almost pitch for pitch so far. Talbot's allowed 3 hits, Cott 4. The Twins will have Hall, Batty, and Allen due up in the bottom of the 5th. Talbot ready to work now. Gets the sign from Suarez. Here's the windup and the pitch to Hall. 2-8 against the righty. Swung on and missed strike 3. And for Talbot, that's his 3rd strikeout of the game. And that'll bring up Earl Batty. Batty flew out to center in the 2nd. Talbot winds and deals. Here's the pitch to Batty. 1-7 against the righty. I think we've seen this movie before. Batty flies to center. Easy play there for Tartable. Yep, exactly. Right in the middle of his good column, he's twice flown out to center, and that's 2 down. And we'll bring up Bernie Allen. The left-handed hitting second baseman stands in now. Talbot ready to work. Here's the windup and the delivery. 2-4 against the righty. Fly to left field. That's Chavarria. He's got it, and that quickly retires the side. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Talbot. And through 5 complete, we are still deadlocked at 1 apiece. So this is turning out to be quite a pitching duel between Jim Cott and Fred Talbot. Despite the obvious edge to Cott as far as how good the cards are. But that's Strat. In fact, that's baseball. All right, 6th inning now. Hirschberger, Harrelson, and Green due for Kansas City. Cott ready to work now. And here's the pitch to Hirschberger. That's a 3-8 against the lefty. That's a deep fly ball to left field. Valdespino going back, and that's going to be off the wall for a double. So a leadoff double for Hirschberger. And Kansas City has something going here in the 6th. Hirschberger, a fine base runner, a 1-15, and here comes Ken Harrelson. Caught, a look back at Hirschberger, gets his sign from the stretch to pitch to Harrelson. 1-4 against the lefty. Flighter right, that's playable for Oliva. He's got it, and Hirschberger will have to hold at second. And with one down, Dick Green will be the hitter. Green struck out twice today. Caught from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Green. 1-10 to the left. He gets a triple to 11. Just misses it. That's into the left center gap for a double. That's going to score Hirschberger. So an RBI double from Dick Green puts the Athletics on top 2-1. Holy cow, let's look at that again. 1-10 lefty, triple to 11, the roll is a 12. That is indeed an open double. Hirschberger comes in to score. So 2-1 Twins, a runner on second and one out, and here's 2-1 Athletics. Geez, excuse me. My humble apologies. 2-1 Athletics, one out, a runner on second, and here's Ed Charles. And here's Cott's pitch from the stretch. 3-7 against the lefty. Tapper down to short. That's Versailles. He's got it, looks the runner back, and throws him out. And with 2 down, Chavaria will be up. Chavaria 1 for 2 today. Caught trying to get out of this now with minimal damage. And here's his pitch from the stretch. 4-11 to the righty. That's going to be a fly to left field X. That's Valdespino. He's a 4-E2. Well, not much range, but he makes very few errors. And here's the roll. It's the error range, a 7 on an E2. And Valdespino makes the catch. So a little excitement there. That goes 7X. The Athletics pick up a run on 2 hits and leave a man. And they take a 2-1 lead into the bottom of the 6th. Now this is always tough for me. When do you hit for the pitcher? But Cott's a good hitting pitcher. We're only in the 6th inning. He's going to bat here. Talbot ready to go now, and here's the pitch to Cott. Cott, a left-handed hitter. 5-3. It's a fly to right field X. That's Hirschberger. He's a 2E8. That's an 18 on the 2, an easy play for Hirschberger, and Cott is retired. So that'll bring up the leadoff man, Versailles. Versailles 0 for 2 today. Talbot stares in to get his sign from Suarez. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a 4-6 to the righty. Pop out to shortstop. So he pops it up. Kazi's there. He's got it, and there's 2 away. And with 2 away, that'll bring up Sandy Valdespino, who made that fine play to end the top of the inning. Talbot ready to work now, the windup and the pitch. That's a 4-7 to the left-hander. It's a single to 8. Just misses it on a 9, and that'll be a grounder to first. Harrelson to Talbot covering. And a 1-2-3 inning for Talbot. So after 6 complete, the Athletics lead the Twins 2-1. Tense pitching duel here. Low scoring, as so many of these 60s games are. Cott comes out for the 7th, and as he gets ready to go, he'll be facing the bottom of the Kansas City lineup. That'll be Cosby, Suarez, and the pitcher's spot. Caught the sign from Batty. Now the windup and the pitch to Cosby. 5-8 to the left-hander. Tapper down to first. Easy play for Mincher. Flips to Cott covering. And there's one away. Ken Suarez will be the hitter now, righty. Cott gets the sign, and here's the pitch to Suarez. It's a 1-2 against the left-hander. Grounder down to short. That'll be Valdespino into the hole. Plants and throws in time. And there's 2 away. With 2 away, Talbot's going to go ahead and bat here. Let's take a look at one thing. His endurance. He's an S6 for endurance. But he's only allowed 3 hits in the ball game. God, I have to leave him in. Here's the pitch. 4-10 to the right-hander. Fly to center field, X. That's Hall. Hall is a 3E8. Here's the roll on the play. An 8 on a 3, and Hall makes the play. Fine play by Hall. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jim Cott. So we move along to the bottom of the 7th now. Athletics 2, Twins 1. And with that, I will take a short break to use the facilities, and I'll be right back. And we are back. Let's see where we are now. Bottom of the 7th, Athletics leading 2-1. Twins coming to bat here. They're going to have the heart of their lineup. Oliva, Killebrew, and Mincher due up. Here's Oliva. Oliva homered in the first. 1 for 2 today. Talbot ready to work. Here's the windup and the pitch to Oliva. That's a 6-8 against the left-hander. That's going to be a double to 10. On 11, Oliva will settle for a long single. So a leadoff single by Tony Oliva puts the potential tying run at first base. And asterisk 15, he'll have to be held. The Talbot-Suarez combo is a +1. So that's 15, 16, makes it a 14. And that'll bring up Harmon Killebrew. And Oliva's going to try for that lead. 3-6. He's got the 6. 1-14. Oliva's going. And he's in there. Oliva steals it. So stolen base for Oliva. And that puts the tying run in scoring position. Talbot's next pitch to Killebrew. 5-11 to the righty. That's a single to left field, an open single. Oliva can try to score on that. He's got great speed, 1-16. Chavaria's a 0. He's coming. He's rounding third. Chavaria's throw. Oliva's in there, and this game is tied up. To an RBI single for Killebrew. We got a 2-2 ball game. And here's Don Mincher. And now we see activity in the Kansas City pen. Lou Krause begins throwing. One more hit or walk will tire Talbot. Here's Mincher, and here's Talbot's pitch from the stretch. 4-10 to the left-hander. Fly to right field, fairly deep. Back goes Hirschberger. He's there, and he's got it. And that's the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Jimmy Hall. Hall, the left-hander. Talbot, the sign from Suarez. And here's the pitch to Hall. 5-10 to the left-hander. Grounder to short X. That's Kazi, but he's a 4E56. This could be an adventure. And here's the roll on the play. 17 on a 4. He makes the play! It does advance the runner. How about that? A 4E56. So there's 2 away. Killebrew takes second. And here's Earl Batty. Talbot ready to work now, and here's the pitch to Batty. That's a 3-7. Fly to left field. Easy play for Chavaria. He puts it away, and that'll do it. But the Twins do tie the game on a run, 2 hits, and leave a man. After 7 complete, a 2-2 tie. Welcome, Mike. Thanks for joining me. You know, it really means a lot to me, you guys even wanting to watch this. Like I keep saying, this is basically just an old man having fun. But I certainly appreciate it. This game's a little early for me as well. I wanted to get one in before the actual MLB playoff games start today. I've been trying to work around that as much as possible. Okay, top of the 8th. Both starters still in the game. Caught ready to work. Kansas City will have the top of the order. Tartabull, Hirschberger, and Harrelson. So the tension mounts here, all tied up as we move to the top of the 8th inning. Cott's ready to go now. The sign from Batty, the windup, and the pitch to Tartabull. That's a 2-9 against the lefty. A double to 4, and would you look at that? It's in there and right for a double. Holy cow, let's check that again. 2-9, lefty, double to 4, and it is indeed a 3. And a leadoff double for Tartabull. The potential go-ahead run is standing at second with nobody out. And here's Hirschberger. Mike Hirschberger, 1 for 3 today, doubled in the 6th. Caught from the stretch. And here's the pitch. 5-9. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And down goes Hirschberger. And there's one away. That'll bring up Hawk Harrelson, 2 for 3 today so far. Caught from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Harrelson. That's going to be a 2-6 against the left-hander. Fly to center. That's Hall. He's there. Makes the catch, and the runner has to hold. Let's check that again. No, he could tag up. That's a B question mark. So that's Tartable. 2-6. Center field. So Tartable a 1 through 15. Center field's a 0. He could tag up and go to third. Now he's going to hold. You don't want to make the last out of the inning at third base. That'll give Dick Green a chance to drive in a run here. Caught, ready to go, and here's his pitch from the stretch. 5-6 to the righty. And that's going to be an RBI single. And Green does drive in the run, and Kansas City takes a 3-2 lead. So that'll score Tartable. RBI for Green. And it's 3-2 Athletics. Caught an S8. So now there's activity in the Minnesota pen as Jim Merritt gets loose. One more hit or walk here in this inning will fatigue Caught. So Caught in trouble now. And on top of that, he's trailing 3-2. That's the main thing. Okay, here's Ed Charles now. Charles 0 for 3 today. Caught from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Charles. That's a 4-8 to the righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Caught gets out of it, but not before Kansas City takes the lead on a run, 2 hits, and leave a man. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Athletics 3, Twins 2. And with that, Mealy is going to make a pitching change. Talbot's gone far enough and did appear to tire in the 7th a bit. So John Wyatt is going to come on. He pitched in this game in real life. Talbot did a fine job, however. 7 innings. He allowed 5 hits. I got to look at that again. He did not walk a batter. And he struck out 2, 3. Is that right? 3. Yep, 3 strikeouts and 2 earned runs. John Wyatt, a right-hander, will come in. Let's take a look at Wyatt. Wyatt 3-7 with a 3.68. 10 saves. Wyatt would later be traded to Boston. As I said many times already now, it looks to me like 40% of the Kansas City team were traded during the course of this season. So we move along to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Athletics. The Twins are going to have Bernie Allen, the pitcher's spot, and then the top of the order with Zoilo Versalles, which I just like saying that name for some reason. Okay, Wyatt set now. Allen steps in from the left side. Wyatt winds and deals. And that's a 6-9. He struck him out. So 1 down, and we're going to have a pinch hitter for Caught. So Caught worked 8 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 1. He struck out 8. So 8 Ks for Caught. That means we're going to need a new Minnesota pitcher in the top of the 9th. Merritt was warming, and we're going to stick with Merritt. Now we need a hitter against John Wyatt, the right-hander. Let's see what the Twins have on the bench, specifically from the left side. We have Ulander. Tovar is a right-hander. Nixon's the last catcher. Rollins is a right-hander. It'll be Ted Ulander, the left-hander, hitting for Cott. So Ulander, I believe, has pinch hit in all 3 games in this series now, if my memory serves. He'll be batting here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th against John Wyatt, with the Twins trailing 3-2. Wyatt's ready now. He gets the sign, and here's the pitch to Ulander. 3-8 against the righty. Tapper down to first. Harrelson there. Flips to Wyatt covering, and there's 2 down. So that's all for Ulander. And Versailles will be the hitter. Wyatt ready to go now. The windup and the pitch. 2-6 against the righty. That's a base hit up the middle for Versailles. So a 2-out single for Zoilo Versailles. He'll have to be held on. He will not try for the lead. And Valdespino will be the hitter. So a runner on first taking his lead. Wyatt a throw over there. Versailles back into the bag safely. Now a little more modest lead as Wyatt comes set and delivers to the plate. That's a 1-4. Grounder to third. Easy play for Charles. And he throws him out, and that'll do it. So no runs, a hit, a man left. And we go to the 9th. Athletics 3, Twins 2. We'll have a new pitcher for Minnesota. Jim Merritt will be coming in. I met Jim Merritt once when he was retired out in Desert Hot Springs, California. Very nice gentleman. Took the time to speak with me. I was visiting my dad, who also retired out there, and he said, "You know, Jim Merritt lives around here." I said, "Well, really? Let's go for a walk. Maybe we'll see him." And he was out in his front yard. I don't remember exactly what I said. Probably something stupid like, "Aren't you Jim Merritt?" I don't remember. Anyway, back to this game. Okay, Merritt on now to pitch the 9th. Chavarria, Cossey, and Suarez due for Kansas City. So Merritt's ready to work now, left-handed pitcher. Into the windup, and here's the pitch. That's a 6-9 to the righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Chavarria down on strikes for the 2nd time today. And here's Wayne Cossey. Cossey, the shortstop. Merritt into the windup and the pitch. It's going to be a 4-6 to the left-hander. A single to 2, but that's going to be a tapper down to first. That'll be Mincher flipping to Merritt, and there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Ken Suarez. Suarez 0 for 2, walked in the 2nd. Merritt ready to work now, and here's the pitch. 6-11 to the righty. That's a base hit into left field for Suarez. So Ken Suarez, a 2-out single. And we're going to have a hitter for Wyatt. So Wyatt worked an inning, 1 hit, no walks, a K, no runs. Lou Krause will be coming on for Kansas City. Right now we need a hitter against Merritt. This guy played in the real game. I'm thinking of going with that. I've got a perfect nameless card for him. Runner on first. He's about as good as anybody from the right side. The batter will be Ernie Fazio. Fazio, a right-handed batter. Rated weak for power. Good against left-handed pitching, and a 1-14 runner. Fazio played briefly for Houston in 62 and 63. Then he was in the minors for a couple of years. And played very briefly for Kansas City at the beginning of the 66 season. So here's Fazio now, a runner on first and 2 out, and here's Merritt's pitch from the stretch. That's a 6-8 to the righty, and he struck him out. So 1 hit, no runs, a man left, 2 strikeouts for Jim Merritt in the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th, Kansas City leading 3-2. And as I mentioned, Lou Krause will be coming on. Krause also pitched in this game in real life. And he's got to get through the heart of the twin lineup. Oliva, Killebrew, and Mincher. Athletics leading 3-2. Here's Oliva. Oliva, 1 for 3 today, a home run in the first inning. Krause ready to go. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's a 2-5. Grounder down to first. That's Harrelson. He'll take it to the bag himself, and there's 1 down. 1 away, Twins trailing by 1, and here comes big Harmon Killebrew. Killebrew with a lot of power. Krause gets his sign. The windup, the pitch to Killebrew. That's a 2-7. That's a double to 14, but Killebrew will settle for a long single on a 20. And Killebrew is 4 for 4 today. All singles. And at this point, representing the tying run, Killebrew is way too slow to be left out there. So we're going to have a pinch runner for Minnesota. Let's see what we have. Well, it's either Tovar or Allison. Allison probably more likely to be the pinch hitter. So Cesar Tovar will pinch run for Killebrew. Second short center, Allison Strictly an outfielder. All right, that's fine. So Killebrew's out of the game. Find a place to write this in. Pinch runner will be Tovar. Tovar will have to be held on. He's an asterisk 17. Krause is a 0. Suarez a +3. Mincher, Hall. Okay, let's see what we got here. Can Kansas City counter that? And more importantly, can they counter that with someone who can also hold runners on? Righty or righty? Okay, they're going to go to their closer here. Kraus is done. They're going to bring in Jack Aker, who I correctly pronounced Acker earlier in this series. It's Aker. So a lot of chess match here in the ninth. Let's see what we've got. Bear with me. Kavar at first. Kraus worked a third of an inning, allowed a hit. No walks, no strikeouts. Aker, the Kansas City closer. 32 saves that year. A scintillating 1.99 earned run average. He was not used in this game in real life. However, I try to do the best for each side as best as I can. Aker also has a -4 hold, and I felt this situation calls for Aker as the Athletics try to hang on to this ball game. So what does that do to Tovar? -4 +3 for the catcher. That's a -1, so that's a 16 held. He's a 1 through 14, so that'll make it a little tougher. He could still try for the lead. What to do? Should I try to steal or let Mincher hit away? I'm going to let Mincher hit away with the runner held on. Aker from the stretch, Mincher standing in from the left side. Tovar takes his lead off at first, and here's the pitch. That's a 1-9. That's a single with the runner held on. Oh my God, the strategy pays off for Minnesota. 1-9, ground ball A+. And that gets through. Tovar scoots into third. And the Twins have the tying run at third base with 1 out. Mincher at first represents the potential winning run. And here's Jimmy Hall. So we've got Tovar on third, Mincher on first, 1 away. Aker pitching to Hall. Hall 0 for 3 today. Here's the windup. Sorry, from the stretch, here's the pitch. 6-3 to the left-hander. That's a fly ball to left field X. That's Chavaria. Well, this could be trouble. That's a 4E18. That's a 3 on a 4. That's a single with a 2-base advance, and the Twins have just tied this game up. So RBI single scores Tovar. Mincher into third. So Aker, the closer, comes on and gives up hits to the first 2 batters he faces. Tie ball game. Winning run at third base. Okay, we have to... Kansas City has to play the infield in here. That's the only move. Aker, ready to go to Batty from the stretch. 4-7, a double to 2. Fly to center B. That's going to win the ball game. Fly ball to center to Tartable. Mincher tags up. Here he comes. Here's the throw to the plate. Mincher scores, and the Twins come from behind to edge the Athletics 4-3. Oh my God, let's look at that again. 4-7, righty, double to 2. It's a 3, so he damn near got the double. But a fly ball B is good enough. That's a sac fly. And an RBI for Batty, and that's the ball game. 2 runs, 3 hits. 4-3, the final. A miraculous comeback by the Twins against one of the better relievers in the game that year, quite frankly. 32 saves and a 1.99 earned run average. So let's see what we've got here. Acker, a third of an inning, 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, and a run. Aker takes the loss. Jim Merritt picks up the win. I have to say, on a personal note, I'm kind of tickled with that. Merritt worked an inning, gave up a hit, struck out 2. So for the Athletics, 3... What the hell am I doing here? Three runs on 9 hits, no errors. For the Twins, 4 runs on 9 hits as well, no errors. So a very close contest here. Could have gone either way. But the story is the Twins get to Aker and pull out a dramatic 4-3 win in the bottom of the 9th. Jim Merritt the winner, Jack Aker the loser. And that'll do it here from Metropolitan Stadium, where the Twins edge the Athletics 4-3. Tomorrow I'll be gone most of the day and won't have a game. I will do a game on Sunday, however. Let's look ahead to the schedule. I always like to do that. Oh my, we've got a doubleheader coming up. Detroit Tigers at New York Yankees. That'll be a Sunday afternoon game. I might even get both of them in one day if time allows. We'll have to see about that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the game today. Thanks for joining me. This is Steve Aquilong. Wishing you all a pleasant good afternoon and enjoy those playoff series this afternoon and evening. So long, guys. Take care.